Their last match on the 21st of April ended goalless, and it's into the game here, looking to avoid that result on 21st April, which was a goalless draw. It will be interesting because let's not forget, ever since the Rovers have got back to their home ground, well, the Stags have actually been galloping quite confidently.
Yep. Oh, the brightness okay for too bright and blue now.
Just getting right behind it fairly early. Tampines trying to make a few moves. We had Kento Fukuda throwing himself into the action too. Yes, Fazrul. It's got it back to the opposition's captain. He'll just let that roll out. So the Warriors will keep possession. Now the Stags have won only 4 of their last 8 games at home, but they've stayed unbeaten in 1 as well. Warriors, on the other hand, have been unbeaten in 5 of their last away games, but without a win. So it will be rather interesting to see if they can actually come out on tops here today. No putting anything past them, because the lads have been working hard. So bit movement that we're looking at from Tampines. Just Mustafik now, just avoiding that run in from Behe. A foul will be called there. The ball pushed forward. Pass to Ruffy, getting it away. Jordan Webb not too happy about the tumble. Straight back to Ruffy. Ruffy to Mustafik. Step it down to the right end. Quick pass from Irwan. Stretches the breadth of the field. Webb to Bennett. Daniel Bennett, one of the most experienced in not just in the club circuit but in the country as well. Holds a record for the most appearances for the national team. Well, ever so fit as he's concerned. He's been able to keep his game and his defense fairly strong. Still a bit of a scramble there as Ignatius Ung tries to get it away. The throw-in will go to Tampines Rovers. Back to Bennett. Bennett looking for Webb. It's generally been a rather humid day in Singapore, but well, the sun actually being kind enough to let down its guard and had a rather pleasant evening. It's a decent ball into the box, but it's put away by Dakota. Back pass to the opposition. The best move, but the Stags will give it the all. They're on to take the throw-in. Finds Megumi. Trying to pull it away was Hanapi. Bit of a collision there with the opposition. And no love lost. So Wailun gets back into action. Kundan Maran takes the goal kick for the Warriors. Good pass back from Hawailun. For an opportunity. Iran can't decide which way to stretch the ball. He's taking a good bit of time on that one. Must definitely had a game plan in mind. Hanapi trying to get it back to Megumi. That ball sailed out. It's a run back again. And pulled away right in the nick of time by Jonathan Behe. A bit of conviction from his side. He's got 3 men on his tail. This could be dangerous for the Stags here. A bit of a scramble there in the box, but did get close enough, but not close enough to finding success. Nur Luqman ambushed there by the Stags back line. So the Warriors just voicing the fact that they do mean business here, and they aren't going to let the Stags, well, ride all over them. First opportunity for the travelling club. It will be a corner. An early opportunity, well, could catch the home team by surprise. Salamat will take it. Oh, keeps it fairly low, swerving. Oh, that's dangerous enough. But the Rovers managed to just, well, save that by the skin of their teeth, I'd say. A bit of confusion there in the back line, but holding on to it. And what's interesting is that well, the goalkeeper did have his work cut out as well. A fairly good opportunity missed here. Will be picked up safely. So Megumi could be fairly dangerous up front, and that's something that the Warriors will keep in mind. Keeper Marin will also have to be on high alert, not taking anything away from the Warriors attack, because, well, they've had the Stags keeper active as well. Mustafik holding it to Iran, finds Megumi. Back to Iran. I was trying to get that forward to Webb, but quick defensive moves from Hawaii Loon. Did want to take the throw in again. Mustafik to Bennett. Words of encouragement there from the coach for the Warriors. What used to be a huge dominating force at one point of time in this Singapore football circuit. They were at one time the team to beat. Been changes upon changes over the last few years, and, well, there's always ups and downs with every club. And the Warriors still in search of reclaiming that lost glory. Here's Mustafik back to Iran. Get it past the half line. He's got to decide which way it's going to go. He's always got choices on his mind. First roll. Jordan Webb. And turning the corner. Sasliman will be taken by Hanapi. It's been a while since the Stangs have been in search of a real sharp shooter. A conversion specialist. Hanapi placing it fairly well, and Mustafik. Well, just hitting that a bit too high. They won't find the target, but the intent is there. I was just talking about how, well, they do need one specialist that can convert from the spot, a free kick, well, executioner. And Mustafik Faruddin, well, has done that for most part of his career in Singapore, not just for the national team, but for the clubs that he's represented, gained a reputation for it. Has weathered down a bit over the years. Well, part of life, lose that killer instinct a bit, become a bit more forgiving. Puzzle. Ruffy. And that's just pulled away in time. Hanapi trying to get up close and personal, but the Warriors backline wouldn't allow it. Howailun straight off to his captain. Fukuda sent it straight back to well, the opposition skipper. That's pulled away extremely well by Salamat Talia. And that could very well be an opportunity for the Warriors. Well, that's the last thing that you want right down there. A misdemeanor in the goal area. And the Stags will just about deny that, or rather regret that moment. Well, you don't want to offer your counterparts a goal offering on a silver platter. Jonathan Behe keeps it ever so simple. It's a bit of a trickle, but it's 1-0 Warriors. Well, not the most flamboyant as far as the strike was concerned or the celebration, but it's effective, and Warriors have got the lead. Very somber celebration, if you ask me, from the Frenchman.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, scoring the first goal for Warriors FC, number 9, Jonathan Behe.
But you'd always expect a bit more flamboyance from the lads, but just to tone down celebration, it's effective all the same. So the Stags pegged back now a bit. There's Mustafik. You can see the change in the pace on field. There will be intent now. Hanapi failing to hold on. It's pulled away by Howailun. Behe getting tangled up in his own feet. Mustafik gets it from Irwan. Back to skipper. There's a run again. I'll be trying to decide which way he's got to send it. We'll find Bennett. Pasrul. To Megumi. Can be quick on his feet. Here's Hanapi. Hanapi squeezing that through, but it was not enough for Fazrul to get to it. Needed a connection. But still 10 on 10 for that effort. Yasir Hanapi. Well, trying to earn that equalizer. But I did mention this earlier. Behe himself has been a bit of a force to reckon with. And has a very interesting name that almost sounds like a corporate organization. Jonathan H.D.W. Behe, which stands for Jonathan Henry Desiree William Behe. He's French but of Ivorian origin. His parents come from the Ivory Coast of Côte d'Ivoire. Has played for Cassis Carnot, Le Mans, Luc Erngea, BC Terrasasana FC, SC Les Lalas Warriors FC in the past, Sabah, Negri, Sembilian, and with Warriors from 2018 back again. It's quite familiar with not just a couple of the club lads but the fans as well. (29 years old), Jonathan Behe. Back to the action on field. The Rovers still searching for that equaliser. Warriors pulling it away. Bennett restoring it. Webb just struggling to get a foothold. It's a gentle throw in back to his defender. Webb receives the back. Here's Ruffy. Off to Hanapi. Trying to sidestep it, loses possession for a bit. Hanapi reclaims it. Here's Megumi. Mr. Fick comes to the rescue. Megumi. Ruffy finding Bennett. Here's Webb. Hanapi. Push it down to Iran. Just found Megumi back again. Ritaro Megumi gets that into the danger area. Just looked like there was such a good opportunity there, but Webb couldn't entirely get in control of it. And the Warriors were claiming it. Kundan Morin gets the ball back into the opposition side. What's interesting, if you actually look at the current table, is that Tampines Rovers once again looking to qualify for the other Asian competitions. Remember, if Albirex finished top and Tampines finished second, it's the Rovers who get that opportunity. Could very well chase the title too. There's still about 5 victories behind Albirex, but they've got 2 games in hand as of now. The Warriors defense fairly organized here today. It'll be interesting to see if they can turn things around a bit. Here's Irvan. Hanapi getting right behind it. Megumi back to Hanapi. Draw Irvan in. Irvan looking for Fazrul, but finds all the opposition's keeper. So the Rovers, 10 games played, 7 victories, 2 defeats, just 1 game drawn. They've amassed 22 points. The Warriors at the other end of the spectrum, actually, they sit at number 8 on the table, just 1 above relegation. And they played 11 games, just 1 victory to their name. And that was their last game, where they got the better of Hougang United 2-0 on the 2nd of June. So the Warriors only 9 points in the bag. 6 games that they finished by dropping points but staying unbeaten, and 4 defeats. Behe, of course, taking his goal tally to 9. It's been the main scorer, and a chance here for him to probably add another one. Salamat takes the corner for the Warriors, just flighting that a bit too far. He picked up safely by Buhari. No worries at all for the Rovers for the time being. Well, if you look at the actual strike rate of some of the teams, you've got Hoshino leading the goal scorers list with 14 goals for Albirex, but Behe sits with 8, and now of course 9. It's a fairly decent strike. And then you go all the way down to look at Hawai Loon, who comes in next with 2 goals for the Warriors, so they've been very reliant on their friend striker. But the Rovers have had a bit of depth as far as the scoring is concerned. You've got Megumi, Amri and Nawaz who've scored 4 apiece. Webb, who's got 3 in the bag, and Hanapi, who scored 2. And that's picked away by Faisal Nawaz. Hanapi looking for help from Ruffy, receives it back. Push it down to Megumi, back to Hanapi. Here's Mustafik, who'll let that pass to his keeper. Buhari to Bennett. Here's Webb, back to Bennett. And the Warriors claiming it all over again. They've been looking fairly dangerous. Yes, Salamat. Will earn the throw-in. Straight off Bennett. Well, few footballers in this circuit of the nation have actually impressed in recent years, and was fairly delighted to watch Bennett give it his all in one of the games in the Asian Football Confederation's AFC Cup. It was quite an interesting turn of events where Bennett actually led the team in the absence of Mustafik. Managed to keep a rock-solid defense. It's fairly impressive with the number of games and years behind him. It's Bennett back again. Ugly to Mustafik. Stretches it to Megumi on the right flank. And the ball just slipping out of line, so the Warriors will get the throw-in. Looks like it's Shafiq will take it. Ugly. Salamat just locked in the battle for a little bit. Bennett sending it down to Webb. And that pass won't reach Webb. Set the right flank by Emery Kong. Get a bit of help from the defense too. And it's picked up by Behe. He scored it past Mustafik. The Warriors just beginning to look dangerous every now and then. There could be a strong goal opportunity here. And what a miss! What a terrible miss! I wouldn't say that's open season, but that was as good as it gets up there. Ignatius Ong failing to grab opportunity by the horns. A decent effort there from Behe to set it up. Missing the target entirely, and well, the Warriors coach has, well, surprised as us, to put it in kind words. Mirko Krabovac. Salamat. Oh, that's a decent shot, but will be taken safely by Buhari. No worries for now. Well, that's what he says to his teammates. Huailun, he's got that ability to strike. Every now and then does like to get up front. Iran sending it back to his custodian. He'll push it to the left flank where Bennett takes control. It's off to Adli. Mustafiq. Iran. Fazrul. Lobs that straight out of the ground. Huailun finding the gap, but not finding any of his teammates. It's a bit of a pass into no man's land and just a bit lax there. Taken by surprise, if you ask me, Buhari. Well, Behe just skirting around on the Rovers back line looking for that opportunity. Well, remember, many goals have been scored where the keepers just had to drop his guard down for maybe even a couple of seconds. Megumi chasing it down. His fellow countryman regards it. Well done by Fukuda. Kento Fukuda, one point of time with Shonan Belmari in the J-League, which is Japan's #1 football contest, and close ties with Singapore Premier League in Japan, with Albirex Niigata being the satellite team, the one that does play in Japan as well. It's a good bit of influence of Japanese football. Iran conceding possession, and Behe tries to figure out which way to go. Salamat will being his best bet. It's pulled away by Webb. Buhari in control. Well, easy peasy there for Mustafiq. Fazrul. Adli. Here's Iran. Sends it to Megumi. Megumi escaping that tackle from Shafiq. Megumi with the assist. Fazrul mistiming that move right there. Plum just needed a touch. And Megumi knows it. He's got a smile on his face. Well, sometimes just a momentary lapse of attention can actually turn a golden opportunity into a wasted one. It's not like the Rovers have had too many of them. And they're still a goal behind. Well, every setup, every assist, every ball in will count. Just closing in on the half-hour mark. A bit over 2 minutes, shy of that. As Mukundan Moran gets behind the ball once again. Hanapi does well. Finds Webb. Webb appealing for a free kick. But you've got a Warrior down. Bit of a collision there, but it's Webb who was actually appealing for the free kick. Mary Kong trying to figure out what transpired. It's a lovely Sunday here in Singapore. You've got the fans who've turned out. Well, important days if you ask me. Keep in mind the fact that, well, we do have the local contest on, and there's also a global contest on. So if you're a football fan at this time of the year, it's probably the best diet that you could be on. Everything served up nice and hot, and we've got the matches coming as well in the weeks ahead. So we're keeping you abreast of everything in football on both sides of the fence. Local, international as well. Here's Irvan. Getting right behind it, back again for Kuda. Will shield that well. Spent a bit of time with Shonan Belmari before playing for FC Korea and Fujieda Mbai FC on loan. Also spent a bit of time with Albirex Niigata, Singapore and Geylang International. Moved to the Warriors in 2016. Kento Fukuda. He's had the captain's armband on for a bit. And a fairly good organizer. As you can tell, the Warriors' defense has been fairly tight in recent times. It's the strike that has, well, they've had a bit of concern there. Well, Behe does lead the way well. Always looks like he could do with a helping hand. It's having to rely on Salamat most of the time. Ruffy finding it one. Fazrul almost claims it. Bit of a collision there, definitely not intentional. It's Daniel Shafiq who takes the knock. Referee Johnson Fu, well, just restoring the order in the game. Fukuda takes the kick. It's Behe chasing it down, back again. Will go for goal, and what a shot! Oh, that took them by surprise, didn't it? Well, just a bit of lax movement there. Let their guard down a bit, the Stags, and they've been punished. Didn't waste too much of time, Behe. Surprise is the best element of attack, and that's goal number 10 for him in the season. A brace this evening. And as always, it's always his customary smile, a wave out to family and friends. Nothing much besides that, and that's what he does best. So the Rovers actually taken by surprise, begged back by 2 goals in the first half.
He never play.
You just get the feeling that the Rovers were expecting a nice setup, a few passes before the ball could actually go towards the target. But the Warriors striker just putting paid to that plan. Well, not the best effort, but the Rovers still doing their level best to get ahead. There'll be a few worries here for Jürgen Raab. Gundan Marin hasn't had as much of stress as
Right now.
Shazwan Buhari has had to work the grid for just a little bit. And here's the interesting bit. Jonathan Behe just making, well, every goal seem like a walk in the park rather than any massive celebration that follows it, or for that matter, all seems like it's in a day's work. That's probably what makes him stand out, his identity. Salamat will receive it from Ignatius Ang. Well, Bennett rolling under. So the Warriors looking for goal number 3. There's definitely been a turn in fortunes ever since the last few games that the Warriors have gone through. So Wailoon to take it. Punches that fairly hard, will be picked up by Buhari. Looking back at the past couple of games that have been played so far in the season, well, the Warriors drew 3-3 with Home United before falling 2-1 to Albirex Niigata, and that was in May. Then a 2-0 win over a 2-0 defeat to Geylang International. And Young Lions and the Warriors, they faced off towards the end of May, the result being 1-0. And their first victory coming in the form of the game played on the 2nd of June, 2-0, a home win at the expense of Hougang United. And that seems to have just bolstered the morale a bit. It's a change in body language of the Warriors on field. Here's Webb. Webb not happy, but he'll have to let that pass. With Smarty Mukhtar going well down to that nudge. The interesting bit is that, well, if this turns out to be their 3rd unbeaten game and 2nd victory on the trot, the Warriors will have just announced that they're back in business. Or something that they've been missing out on for a while. Tampines Rovers, on the other hand, have had it fairly good in their last 5 games. It was a very close defeat to Albirex Niigata, where they fell by the odd goal in 7. But then a 2-1 victory at Geylang International, 4-0 win at Young Lions, 3-1 home win over the Young Lions, and then a 2-0 win at Hougang United. So it's been 4 on the trot. This would have been their 5th victory. There's still a bit of time left in the game, so let's not cast well our decisions as yet. Here's Irvan back to Megumi. Well, Megumi just trying to work his way around, decide which way it's going to go. The best option would be Hanapi. Hanapi back to Megumi. Well, the key factor in Ryutaro Megumi's style has always been his ability to pick the ball, and his quick pace with it sometimes can be detrimental, works against him. Well, his movement just leaving him open to the opposition snatching possession. That happens on more occasions than one. Here's Megumi, decent enough through pass from Irwan. But the Rovers still pursuing their first goal. They need to reduce the deficit before they can, well, look forward towards either a draw or a win. As I said, we're still in the first half, so there's still a bit of time. But that also means it's time for the Warriors to build on the foundation they've set today. 2 goals, putting them in the driver's seat. Mustafiq. Hanapi getting it back to Utley. Megumi to Hanapi. Finds Irwan. Here's Rafi. Rafi almost taking it through, but Howai-Loon pulls it away. Mustafiq standing in his path. Adley. Rafi. Here's Sanapi. And Iran just conceding possession. Hanapi. Well, every time you get a look back at the Tampines attack, and you can see that there's a good 6 or 7 lads up front. But the Stags, every time, well, they surge ahead. Look at the Warriors falling back into batches of 7 and 8 themselves. It's been a fairly organized defense from the visitors here today. Not really giving the Rovers too much of space, and when they have had those opportunities, the Rovers just missing out. Well, that's a decent ball in. Chance here for Webb, but pushed away by Bukandan. Bukandan Moran, the tall man that wears the gloves between, well, the poles for the Warriors. Not a swashbuckling keeper, but gets the job done. And Shafiq clears it before Megumi can get close. Iran. There's Megumi. Shafiq on his tail. Just getting to be a thorn in the striker side. It's had a mark for the most part. Howai-Loon. Rafi arresting possession. Picked up by Salamat, who does well to pull it away. The Warriors taking a bit of time to get back up in front. Well, not the smartest move. Straight off the back of Bennett. Always trying to figure out what were you thinking. Tajali Salamat had Jonathan Behe on his, well, right, so close. All that he needed was a gentle nudge towards his right. Decided to go for goal. We'll be thinking about that move now. But fortunately, on the football pitch, you don't only live once. You'll have those shots and those opportunities open up again and again. Having said that, we're just 3 minutes shy of hitting the 45 here. Webb. Trying to figure out if, well, Jordan Webb would be very keen to get on the scorers list as well. Salamat receiving it from Rafi. Behe chasing it down. He's got Mustafiq behind him. And Mustafiq will get that away. Here's Irvan. To the 2018 Singapore Premier League. A couple of changes in organization in the contest itself, and we're looking at, of course, more exciting games. There's more to play for, more at stake. Yes, Hanapi back to Megumi. It's also known as the Great Eastern Hyundai Singapore Premier League. The 23rd season of top flight football in Singapore. It was established way back in 1996. Kicked off the season on the 31st of March. Will run all the way through to October 2018. Albirex Niigata are the defending champions. Now let's not forget that after October 2018, well, the football action doesn't just stop there. A number of the lads from the clubs who represent, well, the Lions of Singapore, they will be in action in Southeast Asia's finest, which will be the ASEAN Championship. So closing in on the break here at the Tampines Sports Hub. It's been a fairly decent turn of events for one team on field, and that's been Warriors. Now Hanapi will take the corner for the Stags. A chance here to turn things around, salvage a bit of pride in the first half. Megumi won't get to it in time, and that's a fairly quick run as he pulls away, and he is obstructed. Ignatius Ang. And a caution handed out. Sulfadmi received it. Zulfami Sazliman. Well, just taken there by surprise by the referee.
Has indicated a minimum of 1 minute.
So 1 minute of added time thrown in, and that's the only lease of life that Tampines Rovers will get in the first 45. Well, you talk of home comforts and familiarity and all that put together. Well, the Stags not really exploiting that bit today. And the Warriors hitting the ground running fairly hard in the first period has put them in the driver's seat comfortably. And it's just about laid out the game plan of the work that the Rovers will have to do in the second half. Webb to Sazliman, back to Webb. Oh, that's a nice ball in, but can't get behind it entirely. Baladli looking for an opportunity. So Amirul Adli has the last throw of the dice in the first half, and it's half-time here at the Tampines Sports Hub, with the Warriors claiming the first 45 right through the feet of Jonathan Behe, their main striker, who takes his goal tally to 10 and has 2 in the bag, or a brace, in the first half. So half-time score, it's Tampines Rovers 0, Warriors FC 2. Well, do join us for second half action. We will be back with you in just a little bit as the action kickstarts all over again.
Of Hungary sports, football, and Singapore pools. Ladies
Webb. Rebound to Webb, back again. Yes, Mohana. On the outside. Irwan Shah. Khairul Amri. Amri centering it for his captain. Mustafiq finds Mohana back again. Here's Irvan. Straight to the opposition's defense. Just looking to provide. Gets it to Khairul. Khairul Amri. All just guilty of a nudge there. Nothing more than that. He's had a few injuries and a few worries over the years. He's a very interesting lad. Did get to meet up with him a couple of months back. Actually has a fondness for singing, something that you don't see him do too often on the field, but I bet he does when the Rovers do win. Still regarded as one of the best talents that Singapore has produced. Mohamed Khairul Amri. Known for his quick pace, sharp dribbling skills. He was also the first ever Lions Player of the Year, way back in 2006. So made 120 appearances for Singapore with 34 goals since 2004. Well, that's a quick run by the Warriors. Yes, Behe gets behind it, and that'll be picked up by Buhari. Lovely run by Ho Wai Loon to set that up for his striker. Was just waxing eloquent about Khairul Amri. Expecting him to make the difference here today. I'm sure the Tampines fans are. He's been all around the club circuit. Not as much as Daniel Bennett, but he's still been around. Played for the Young Lions. He's played for Lions 12. Tampines Rovers in the past. Also played in Indonesia for Persiba Balikpapan. That's picked away once again. The Stags doing well. They've come out with intent here. Webb will claim it back again. Jordan Webb had a struggle just a little bit. Remember, he came out from injury a while back. And it's been, well, a few good days at the office for him in the recent past. Here's Hanapi. Takes the corner for the Stags. A chance here to net one in. Bennett will be obstructed. An appeal there for a handball, but the referee will let that pass. And that's not going to work in the Stags' favour. A bit of a scramble there in the box, but it hasn't gone the way of the home team. Emery Kong right in the path of Daniel Bennett. Well, one thing good for the Rovers has been the change in the body language ever since they've got onto the field in the second half. I'm sure there's been a bit of a whipping at the blackboard that took place in the dressing room. Well, that's always what happens. Jürgen Rob would have been the man holding the whip and cracking it. Now, whether that's going to pay off or not, well, the next 45 will actually tell us that story. Or to be precise, the next 40. Bennett finding Khairul. Fazrul. Got Megumi. Back to Fazrul. Decides to get Mohana in. Mohana just about sending the ball a bit too far. Just a bit off on his placement. Another lad who's cut his teeth on the football pitch, or the pitch for a long time. Madhu Mohana essentially plays as a right back or centre back. Has a very good arm, known for his long throws. Played for Young Lions, Woodlands, Wellington, Warriors, Lions 12, Gary Sembilan, and of course Tampines in the past. Was a graduate of the Singapore Sports School in 2007. And groomed well in a football career as such. Sidestepping it to the right. Jordan Webb. Yes, Megumi. Hanapi decides to go for goal. It's not the strongest effort. It will be picked up easy by the Warriors shot stopper. Well, one of the biggest flaws I think that both clubs would be guilty of, the failing to hold on to possession, the ability to pass the ball to the opposition every now and then. Webb gets a nudge down, decides to take that kick rather quickly. John Webb takes the throw in. It's back to Kyril. Kyril Amory. Oh, that's a decent enough move. Pulled away. Finally by Fukuda. Kento Fukuda. Well, it's just getting rid of the danger after it lurked around there. Well, giving Mohana the throw, but here's Mustafik sending it across to the left flank. Kyril Amory in the danger area. Well, looked like it. His appeal was justified. He's not too happy. Here's Hanapi. Playing it off Mukhtar's side. But just a bit of disappointment there for all the Rovers, who were surging ahead with ever so much of conviction. The Warriors coach, just in case you're not acquainted with him, well, he's been a familiar face in Singapore in the past. Marko Grabovac, who represented the Singapore national team at one point of time as a striker. He's also an old hand with both sides of the fence. Had a good 137 appearances with 143 goals for the Warriors from 1999 to 2003. And 100 appearances with 83 goals for the Rovers from 2004 to 2007. Slamet, well, trying to make amends, and Yer is looking for Jonathan Bay, who almost knocked that ball out of the ballpark. In a different sport though. Buhari finding Mustafik. If you look back at Marko Grabovac, well, he's had a fairly interesting, well, time in Singapore as far as he was an S-League player. He was Player of the Year in 2000, top scorer award in the S-League 99, 2000, 2001, 2002 and 5, 244 league goals. Would make much of the players in the Singapore Premier League green with envy. So very familiar with not just the local football scene, but having represented the country in the past. Here's Kyril, straight to the waiting arms. But Mukandana says, I'll take it from here. Mukandan Maran. Bennett. I would have called that almost risky, but no pace or power on that shot, so it's not going to matter. Here's Utley back again. He's had a few interesting bits and bobs in the first half. Megumi. Megumi with the game plan. And Ho Ai Loon says, Well, I'll throw a spanner in the works for that. Here's Salamat back again. Mustafik. Gets it back to his custodian. Here's Bennett. Hanabi. Irvan. Back to Hanapi. Bennett. Cairo. Webb. Mustafik. Nathan Mohana. Squeezes that through to Megumi. Bit of a collision there. Well, two countrymen up against each other. Both lads do come from Japan. Megumi as well as the rock-solid defender Kento Fukuda. And Hafiz Sulaiman getting ready to come on, getting a few words there from his coach. Just looking back at Ritaro Megumi, was educated and did play for Aoyama Gakuen University. Moved to the Stags in 2017, was very impressive in the trial. He's made about 25 appearances, scored a healthy 14 goals for the Rovers since, well, moving over. Did have an injury worry at the start of the season too. That has come good for most of the games. Yes, Mustafik. Webb. Adley. Bennett. Kyril stretching for that one. Oh, there was Sanapi just beyond his feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution in the Warriors MC side. Number 11, Ignatius Ang is substituted by number 14, Hafiz Sulaiman.
So Ignatius Ang moves off field, and replacing him, it's Hafiz Sulaiman. We did get, well, a view of him talking to the coach earlier. It's very interesting. The coach would have opted for a playmaker as well. So the intent to score, just a bit more would be there for the Warriors, although they've been a fairly somber side in this second period. It's been the Rovers who've done most of the talking with the ball. Here's Megumi. Hartley receives it, sends it back to Mohana. Mustafik. Well, you look at the accolades that these two clubs have collected over the last couple of years, or ever since the, well, top flight in Singapore football kicked off. It's been fairly extensive, especially with the Warriors collection of silverware. Now here's Behe. Back in the box. Oh, that's got to be terrible there. What a slip up from Buhari, and he's been punished. A hat-trick for Behe. Well, just getting the better, went one-on-one with the Rovers keeper. Well, that was not the smartest move from Shazwan Buhari, and Behe makes it goal number 3 in today's game, and he stretched his tally well enough to 11 goals now in the season.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, scoring the goal number 3 for the Warriors FC side.
So it's 3-0 Warriors FC. Well, I can't just say that the Rovers have been taken by surprise, but they've been pegged back rather hard. It almost looked like that ball was going to go out of line earlier, just in case you missed it. And Shazwan Buhari failing to collect it. Behe just pouncing on that opportunity, taking advantage of it, and gently letting it slide into the goal. It's a rather intelligent goal, if you ask me. There may not be flamboyance, but there's a good bit of a thinking mind behind it. So 3-0 Warriors FC. Cairo. And here's Jordan Webb. Adley. Webb was looking for it. It was cut off right there. Mustafiq to Bennett. Yes, Hanapi. Ivan. Putting that ball out of play. So currently as it stands, 3-0 Warriors FC, as I said earlier. Hat-trick for the Warriors striker Jonathan Behe. And troubled times here for Tampines Rovers. Well, in case you haven't really caught any league action, which I'm sure you've done from the start of the year, but there was a change in the name. Let's not forget it used to be called the S-League. There's no change in the players or the clubs, or just the title, the Singapore Premier League, which sounds ever so much more elegant and nicer. It's been a huge overhaul with the system, the organization, and everything headed towards better football, for better viewing and better development. There's a strong focus being placed on youth development, which of course is something that all of us love to see, because that's where you actually groom the champions. To throw an opportunity for Warriors. Jonathan Behe will have to let that slide for the time being. Ong. Shamal Sharif taking the kick. Madhu Mahana just pushing it away for the time being. So 4 minutes past the hour mark here. The Tampines Sports Hub. There's been intent, but no conversion as far as Tampines Rovers are concerned. And the Warriors had 2 goals in the first period, 1 in the second. Salamat. Buhari will get to it in time. Here's Irvan. Jordan Webb. Well, the Rovers haven't really been hit hard as such in many of their games in the recent past. Would have been surprised entirely by that triple strike from the visiting club. Adli. Finding Cairo. Cairo back to Hanapi. Hanapi finds Irvan. Jordan Webb. Looking for Irvan, but that's sailed out of play. Now we've got a cramp on field. Seems to be all right. Won't need too much attention. Kulvinder Singh. Hadley. Mahana to Mustafiq. Here's Bennett. Iran. Good one, finds Kyril Lamry. Well, Lamry just losing out in possession there. So we've got another change coming on. Dalwinder Singh did cramp up earlier. We did see that. Just seems to be having a slight problem there. Could be his hamstring or his calf. But he will have to get off field.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, substitution in the Warriors MC side.
And replacing him, it's Amirul Imran.
Number 4, Dalwinder Singh is substituted by number 6, Amirul Imran.
Webb back to Mustafiq. It's off to Megumi. Megumi finding Fazrul. Fazrul holds on to it. Here's Hanapi. Hanapi is still with it. And that's definitely going to be a free kick. And a caution shown as well to Huwailun. Fukuda just checking in on Hanapi. So free kick opportunity, and that's going to work for Tampines. They will look to exploit it, reduce the deficit if they can. Kyril Lamry will test the waters here. He's got the ability to bend the ball in when he wants. But depends on the day. Now that one's just bending away from the target. Well, not the smartest effort coming in from one of Singapore's finest. Well, time will be running out sooner or later for the Stags if they don't get their feet shuffling soon enough. Right behind it now, Shamal Sharif. Jordan Webb picks it up. And Webb's down, Huwailun. We'll get a word there from the referee. Well, just treading the line of risk there for a bit. The Warriors defender has picked up a caution in the game. Here's Mustafiq. Irwan to Jordan Webb. Hanapi. Kyril back to Adli, who's given it to Fukuda. Here's Mustafiq. Daniel Bennett. Well, strangely, the Warriors seem to have packed in more depth in their squad today. Jordan Webb once again unable to do much. Here's Hanapi now. Mahana decides to give it a shot himself. Goes for the head, but he won't find the target. The Warriors shot stopper on fairly high alert for most part of this game. hasn't really had to work as hard as Buhari has had to. Mustafiq pulling that away, and Salamat. At the receiving end of, well, Mustafiq's frustration. Not too happy about that shot being taken when play had stopped. And referee Jansen Fu says, let's play peacemaker. Shake on it, lads, and get on with it. I always wonder whether Mustafiq was actually questioning all the existence of thinking, or the hairline. Straight back past the danger area for the Warriors. Yes, Jordan Webb back again. Well, can the Stags work some magic here? Fukuda gets behind it. Hirvan restoring it back to Webb. It's back to Irwan Shah. Here's Adley. Megumi. Adley. Webb. Oh, that's a decent enough through pass. Oh, Khairul Amri, trademark. Well, shot would have been chesting it and then knocking it home or walling it towards the target, but was obstructed right there. Webb now back with it. And that's definitely another missed opportunity. The Stags just failing to pack a bite into the attack today. Well, it's been a bit worrisome. I'm sure that Jürgen Raab would have to put on his thinking cap to figure out why. Well, the opportunities have been there. It's not like the Warriors' defense has been impeccable, although they've been tight. But the Stags just failing to get around to scoring for some reason. You can't put it down to luck. It's just an intent to score, that killer instinct. And today, Tampines Rovers a bit frustrated. Here's Jordan Webb. Hanapi will be kept away, and well, the Warriors get a bit of breathing space. Closing in on 75 minutes. And well, the Tampines lads will soon find that it's a goal too many to score given the amount of time and the minutes ticking by. Having said that, here go the Warriors. Salamat spells a bit of danger when he comes in from the left. The captain takes control. Well, that's a decent enough move from the left flank, but picked up safely by Buhari. Yes, first roll. Webb. And up, he's just letting it rest for Webb. First roll. Megumi. And Khairul almost reaching that. Yes, Mohana. Mustafiq. It's a quick pass back to Daniel Bennett. Adley. Will Bennett trying to inspire the lads. Fukuda clears the danger ever so gently. Mohana taking the throw in. Here's Khairul. Iran finding Hanapi. Hanapi sending it through the gap and out of play. Yasser Hanapi has also been on the scorers list, having scored 2 in the season so far. Fazrul Amri and Megumi 4 apiece. And Huwailun has a worry there as far as his thigh is concerned. Just a stiff muscle, nothing much more than that, and he'll be back up and about. But if the Warriors do pull off a win here today, they actually do themselves a favour, give themselves a shot in the arm, because they'll get past.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution in the Tampines Rovers side.
Could get past the young lines to dock themselves at 6th position.
Is substituted by number 15, Shah Shahira.
Tirwan Shah gets off the field. And Shah Shahiran replacing him. Yes. Shah. Outlay to Fazrul. Khairul just pushing it forward. Gets the accuracy right. Needed a bit more. A paw behind that effort. Well, unfortunate to say, well, the Warriors have actually taken this as a real good opportunity to come out and, well, make the difference. For the Rovers, it's almost seemed like a training session for most part of the game. There have been a few, well, bits and pieces where they've actually had some fairly good displays. It's just the execution that has been a huge worry, and the execution in front of the opposition's goal, which is probably one of the most needed elements in the game. Now here's Megumi back again. Jordan Webb. Webb still with it. It's back to Fazrul. Hanapi. A shot. We'll receive it back from Adli. Hanapi. It's knocked away ever so easily by the Warriors back line. Now here's Behe. Needs a bit of assistance, decides to get it in the form of teammate Ismaili Mukhtar. Sharif trying to make the difference. Did not count on Madhu Mohana being around. Salamat trying to find his striker. Fazrul to shot. Here's Hanapi. Got a whole lot of fans who've turned up here today, so it'll be quite exciting for them, especially the Warriors fans if they've travelled. It's a throw taken by Bennett. There's Megumi. Fukuda finds Sharif. Fukuda moving it away. Shah gets on top of it. Slip to Hanapi. Hanapi with a decent ball in, but will only find the opposition. Fazrul gets on top of it. Fazrul going for goal. Fukuda heads it away. Yes, Hanapi back again. Shot. Receive it from Adli. It's off to Mohana. Back to Adley. Cairo to Shah. Well, Shah trying to get it to Webb, and Webb couldn't do too much with that. Was just looking back at, well, Daniel Bennett in his time. He's been fairly active on field. He's been a citizen of the nation since 2002. Holds a record for appearances for Singapore with 141 caps and 6 goals scored in those appearances. He's played for a couple of teams including Tiong Bahru, Wrexham Balestier Central, Tanjong Pagar United, Singapore Armed Forces, which of course has the roots of the Warriors. Then Geylang International, Woodlands, Wellington, Warriors FC itself, and with Tampines since 2017. So Daniel Bennett has pretty much done the rounds of most clubs here. Megumi goes for goal, and that's a well match save from the custodian of the Warriors. Mukundan does well. Mukundan, Maran, well, going airborne for that, but Ryutaro Megumi just providing a bit of delight after all that time. And the Rovers ever so needing that push. Well, spent most part of the game and actually trying to set up a few, decides to go for goal himself, and that's sometimes some of the best things that you can do, like Pehe with his second goal. Well, so much going on in a striker's mind at that point of time. Should I pass it? Should I not? Should I take the shot? Will I be called selfish? Or will I just do it anyway? And it's all spur of the moment. Sometimes you can be caught in the moment. We've seen that happen a few times today. Oh, that is sheer talent. Khairul Amri reducing the deficit for the Rovers finally. It's taken all of 83 minutes, and well, the Tampines star coming to the rescue of his side. It's now 3-1. Salvaging a bit of pride there, Amri. Mukundan, Maran just caught out there. And that's what Khairul's known for. Well, he can push one in fairly fast. A decent enough shot from Khairul, packed in a good bit of power. There's absolutely no chance there for Mukundan Maran to get behind it or to do anything much about it. Slamet. There's Buhari. So what's interesting is the Warriors, well, very eager to actually restore that 3-goal lead that they had fairly early. So 4 goals for the count. And the Rovers are still not out of the game, although time isn't their best friend at this point of time. Oddly, to Mohana. Khairul getting it back from Hanapi. A good bit of assistance there. Yes, Jordan Webb. Bennett. Well, Bennett says, thank you, I'll take it from you. Adley to Mohana. Mohana finds a gap. This could be a fairly good chance. Webb should have taken it. Just a slight bit of hesitation there from the Canadian. Well, sometimes you've just got to grab it by the horns, as they say. And Jordan Webb, well, had the best chance there to have shot that one. A slight hesitation, decided to get it back to his striker. Khairul very eager to net a brace as well. Your shot. A bit of a grapple there, but Shamil Sharif. Fazrul to Mohana. Just pulling it away sweetly. Yes, Salamat. Behe. Salamat takes it from there. And well, it's the third time around that he's actually got it off Bennett's back. Well, I almost sense that sooner or later he's going to tell Daniel Bennett that. I've got your back, mate. Maybe not intended. The Tajali Salamat has done fairly well in today's game. He's been a bit of a danger man in a sort of way as far as the Stags defense is concerned. He's been able to cut through them. So corner opportunity. And once again, the ability to restore their lead if they can. Sharif takes it, goes in for the shot corner. Imran. Khairul. Huwailun. It's pulled away by Webb. He's got a cheer from the crowd. Jordan Webb! And that's what you want to see, a solo effort. Well, that's pure conviction from the Canadian as he knocks that in. Well, when you surge ahead with intent, you know very much that you're going to nail it sooner or later. So now it's 3-2. And the Rovers are fighting back. A goal mode to make it game on back again. Can the Rovers come away with a point here, or will they fall to a defeat? 5 goals. So Jordan Webb takes his tally now to 4 goals in the season. A bit more than a minute to hit the 90. There will be a bit of added time thrown in. It could be a huge lease of life for the Stags here. The Warriors had such an organized defense for most part of the game, but they pretty much left an open path for Khairul Amri to conquer earlier. And this time Webb just getting the better of them. It's a fine display that we saw earlier. From Jordan Webb. Here's Salamat to take the corner for the Warriors. Behe looking for it, but Buhari will pick it up safely. He finally gets a chance to say, not this time, my friend. Here's Shah. Khairul. It's back to Shah. Tries to stretch it for Megumi. But that's sent back by Sulaiman.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official.
So 3 minutes of added time thrown in.
3 minutes. All the added to this half.
3 minutes, and can the Stags well rise to the occasion? That's the big question. They have the desire. Oh, it's just been very, very docile body language for the first half of the game. It's been a better second period for Tampines. 2 goals in the bag. One from an experienced contender, and one, of course, from Webb.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official.
So 3 minutes of added time thrown in.
3 minutes. All the added to this half.
3 minutes, and can the Stags well rise to the occasion? That's the big question. They have the desire. Oh, it's just been very, very docile body language for the first half of the game. It's been a better second period for Tampines. 2 goals in the bag. One from an experienced contender, and one, of course, from Webb.
Biscuit. 500. 500. Abdul sir, take go ma. Okay. 800. 200. 1,000. 500. Lose 100. Take go ma. Third goal. Team to score third goal. I lose 100. I take Tampines. I'm angry. I take 4 goals Tampines.
So 3 minutes of added time, and we've still got that time to go, keeping in mind the fact that we did have an injury on field, but all sorted and back to the action. So Warriors FC lead 3-2. Yes, Bahari. Bennett. It would be very unfortunate if the Stags did lose by a single goal, and they will be keen on avoiding that at all costs. Here's Webb. He's got it to Adley. Khairul Amri right behind it, but that's pulled away just in time. Well, the Warriors know how important this is. Here's Sharif. Back to Behe. Jonathan Behe using those long legs to his advantage. Now Salamat. Picked out well by Behe. And the flag's gone up. Well, it's the second time that Salamat's had a glance from the referee. And a stern one this time. Amri chasing it down. The ball goes out of play. It's going to be a corner for the Rovers. And now people will take it. Here's Yasser Hanapi. That's pushed away by Behe. Well, to salvage their lead would be more important now than actually going in for goal. But yes, Khairul Amri, Mustafiq, Fazrul. The Warriors' defence, well, falling back into a bit of a wall, if you ask me. Bennett. Oh, that's a lovely setup, and they will be taken. So Fazrul denied by Mukundan Maran. Time is essentially up. The referee's glanced at his watch once before. Here's Megumi. Trying to break the time barrier. That's what the Stags will attempt here. Jordan Webb. Webb to Mohana. Mother Mohana. To Wadley. Here's Shaw. Shaw to Khairul. Khairul sidestepping it to Hanapi. Back to Shaw. It's Bennett, and that's pretty much it. For referee Jansen Fu bringing an end to play, and what a game it has turned out to be. We've had an exciting first period, a brace for Jonathan Behe in the first half, gave Warriors the lead as they went into the break 2-0. And then, of course, a third goal from Jonathan Behe in the second period, making it 3, a hat-trick for the French striker, and then a reply from the Rovers that saw Khairul Amri, followed by Jordan Webb, nailing 2 goals. But final score, it's Tampines Rovers 2, Warriors FC 3, with the Warriors raking up their second victory of the season, and what an exciting day at the office it has been for them. We do hope that you've enjoyed our coverage of this game, and don't forget to catch us the next time around. It's time for us, of course, before we bid you a goodbye, to hand it over to our men in charge for a few words from them.